Hi folks, welcome back to Blackbeard's Detailing's YouTube channel. I'm Ross, and over the next couple of days we've got this lovely Jaguar F-Pace in. It's in for a new car ceramic package. It's covered just under 100 miles. So far I've done the whole decontamination procedure and dried it. It was outside for that, started some footage and then it started drizzling with rain, so the camera equipment got brought back in. So next up I'm going to go around and going to do the paintwork condition report. I'm going to talk a wee bit more about what's involved in the paintwork condition report with this vlog, to give you an idea of what to look out for, not only before you detail a car, but even if you're going to go and view a car to go and buy one. It's always handy to look out for these wee things because it might give you an indication of possible problem areas of the car or areas which have been repaired in the past. So I'm going to go get my wee gizmo, paintwork depth gauge, and we'll see you in a wee second. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go around the car and we're going to use this wee gizmo as a paint thickness gauge, which is going to let us know basically how thick the paint is. It also gives us what material it's made of, so this is coming up saying it's aluminium and it's measured in 157 microns. That would be deemed as good, healthy, new paint. So we go around kind of different sections of the car, all the way around, and basically pick up what we can see as we're going round. What we're looking for is any huge anomalies in paint thickness. So down here we've got 132, which again is absolutely nothing to worry about. Then up there it goes up to 140. Now bear in mind we're dealing with minute, tiny measurements here. And again, that's all fine. Areas which we're wanting to really kind of focus in on are around the seams, because we want to see if there's any runs visible there, which would give us an idea if the paintwork has had any additional work done to it before the customers pick the car up. It's particularly important if you're buying a used car, second hand, etc. You want to know that the paintwork, if it has been repaired properly. If you don't have one of these wee gizmos, they would be difficult to kind of tell just by having a quick glance at the paintwork if it's had other work done to it. But what you can do is you can have a look in at the seams and you're looking for tape marks. So say for instance this wing section had a respray, the around here basically would have been taped, masking taped off around these sections and along the kind of roof, and around about there you'd be looking for what we call a blending mark. If you have a wee look back at vlog number 22, I believe it was a BMW Z3M, you can see blending marks from there. So that would give you an idea that that panel had a respray repair at some point. Now this won't work on plastic. The reason being is it's basically like a little sonar. It just sends out a wee pulse and measures the time it takes for it to go down and bounce back, and then it lets me know on the screen the thickness. What it doesn't do is let me know the thickness of each layer, because of course we'll have the metal, then we'll have our primer, then the colour, which is the white, and then the lacquer, which is on top, which gives it that nice glossy finish. So it's at that point you're then looking at your experience, your skill to basically work out how far down you can take that paint. Another good indication is in at the seams. So this plastic, however, in about there, it's nice and glossy, so we know that that has definitely got kind of paint that in there. So we're wanting to take a wee measurement in there. So we've got 92 microns there. So if you look, that paint again, nice and glossy, nothing looks out of place, is showing 92 microns, and then the paint at the top is showing 129 microns. So that's given us a good bit to work with. So if we need to take away some of that deeper defects, we can still do that. The problem being is if we encounter panels which have been resprayed, we then can't use these panels in there as a guide. We then just basically need to trust your instincts and have a look at how much that wee scratch has been rounded off. Another tip you can use, I'm just going to pop this in the car now. Another tip you can use if you're going to view a car is, again, have a look at all the crease marks. Sorry, not the crease marks, the the kind of handles, again, we're looking for these sections that have been taped off. There'll be a wee noticeable line that runs along. Also, if you get up really close to the paint, you can sometimes see little bits of dust that have been trapped underneath that paint. Other things that we usually call fish eyes, which you usually get in the kind of flat panels, the top, which have been stone chips in the past, and the paintwork hasn't been fully brought down to metal. Those wee stone chips will still be there, and all that happens is they get painted over, which gives a wee dip in the paint, which again, when you look straight down at it, looks like a fish eye. Other ways you can tell is to look in the panels underneath. So if you suspect that a bumper's been resprayed, have a look right under, because the chances are there'll be overspray and under there. The reason being that normally if they're masking off an area, tend to not mask off. They'll mask off the wheels, but your arches are basically fair game for overspray. That's another indication you can tell if a car's had work done. Have a look for bits of masking tape which is stuck in the seams. That's another kind of way which gives you a wee indication that a car has had work. The other alternative, of course, is if you're going to buy a used car, something which is, especially if it's something pretty rare, if you're investing a lot of money in it, is contact a local detailer and have them come and do a paintwork assessment report. If it's a competent detailer, they should be more than happy to go down and give you the report on the car, and they should be able to pick up any panels which have been repaired, incorrectly repaired badly, which might help you when it comes to negotiating a price. They should also be able to print out that report for you. That wee paint depth gauge I've got compiles the report based on all the readings which I take throughout the car, which I generally send to the customer before I start doing any polishing work on. So yeah, hopefully that gives you a wee idea when I talk about the paintwork condition report, what I'm doing, what I'm looking out for. The other thing that I'm generally looking for is any kind of deeper scratches, deeper marks. I'm looking to document them before I do any actual work. So yeah, hopefully that gives you an idea. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to get the car lifted up on the ramp. I'm going to get the wheels off, I'm going to coat the calipers, I'm going to coat the wheels. The front passenger side calipers get a wee nick out the red painted caliper, so I'll get a wee picture of that taken and I'll get that repaired before I do the wheels, so that kind of dries in and I can get that ceramic coated over. I don't want to leave that because it's right on the edge. It would annoy me if it was my car, so that's the reason why I'll do that wee extra bit. And yeah, the car is pretty much good to go for the correction phase afterwards. Initial thoughts, having a look over the car, paintwork is in very, very good condition. There's just a couple of lines kind of running along there, which there's usually kind of the transport tape which is on, which is pulled off, and as they've wiped, it's kind of nice wee kind of lines going along there. The piano black has also got some sections and lines done on it, but by far not the worst new car I've had in. So yeah, it should be hopefully relatively pain-free to work on. The customer did tell the garage that it is going to a detailer, so don't touch it. So the garage basically just removed the film so the customer could get home, and he's done very limited miles in it, and then it's been brought up to me. So yeah, I'll get cracked on and I'll get the wheels off and start the coating on them. Swoosh. Okay, so I have done the interior now. Cleaned the windows, cleaned the screens, gave it a quick vacuum out. Thankfully there wasn't a great deal of work to do in the interior. It does just get call it a courtesy vacuum. It's just to kind of tidy it up a wee touch. So the paint condition report's been done, sent on to the customer. Next is the alloys. I'm going to be taken off and I'm going to give them the deep cleaning inside of them, get them back in and then get them coated. So that is next on the plan and list of things to do. After that, that'll probably be me for the day. I might just start to mask up some of the delicate surfaces, so when I come in tomorrow I can just get started and crack right on with the polishing. Giving myself a time budget of around about 14 hours for polishing on this, which should be more than enough to get it absolutely jaw-droppingly beautiful. It's nice flat paint on there. As I touched on earlier, there's not a great deal of issues with it. There's a section at the front left hand side of the bonnet which looks as if it's been dry wiped with something. It's got some kind of swirl marks in there, and another section at the rear driver's side door again is needing some attention, but nothing that's overly concerning at all. So yeah, it should be a good day of polishing tomorrow on this after I get the coatings on the wheels done. And yeah, so far good progress. So that's the polishing now completely finished on the Jaguar F-Pace. It's looking spectacular, nice and glossy flat white finish, exactly what we were looking for. Next is the coatings. I've also had a customer drop off a rather fancy, super cool road bike. So that's going to get coated alongside the Jaguar. So next on the list of things to do is just to give it its pre-coat and wipe down. This is just to make sure that there's no polishing oils left on the car, and any dust that might have fallen down from the unit overnight is removed from the surface before we put the coating on. This also helps to make sure that the surface is also primed and prepped and ready for the coating to give it the best possible surface to bond and to cure onto, which gives it that longevity. So I'll probably get all the stuff looked out, give it its wipe down, and then after that we'll get cracked on with the coatings. So that's the first coating on. The glass sealant is also on and curing. Tyre gel applied, and the only thing that's left to do with the car is to apply the second coating after the first coating's initial curing phase. So left to do today is basically that bike has also been coated, and I've got these paint shells I need to drop off at McLaren Glasgow, pick up a wee cheeky Starbucks I think, and then I'll head back up, and by that point grab lunch, and then I'll have another hour or so of pottering about and the second coating should go in this, and then it'll be good to get collected tomorrow. Well folks, that's this big cat all finished and ready to get collected by the customer. Yeah, the coating's all on, everything is all done and ticked off the checklist. So yeah, the customer should be here pretty much any minute now. And yeah, another busy month ahead of me. Get plenty kind of bookings in, so I'll try and pick a couple of things to do vlogs on. Anything that's a wee bit unusual, a bit different, I'll try and see if I can spare the time to get those vlogs filmed. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If there's any comments, please leave them. Please remember to subscribe and click the wee bell icon to get a notification whenever I drop a new video. Anyway, again, thank you very much for watching and stay safe.